Welcome to our deep dive into Myanmar. We're going to unlock some secrets of this Southeast Asian gem using Myanmar in focus, capturing the heart of Southeast Asia.
Oh, this is a good one. It's such a fascinating country, so much to uncover.
Right. Get ready to explore golden pagodas and floating gardens.
And, of course, a culture deeply shaped by Buddhism.
And this mix of influences is what we're going to dive into.
Yeah. I mean, geographically, Myanmar is fascinating.
Oh, totally.
Just think about it. Nestled right between India and China.
A real crossroads. For centuries.
Yeah, centuries. A cultural crossroads. And that really comes through, I think, in every aspect of Burmese life.
You can really see those influences.
Yeah.
And the book really highlights how that geographic crossroads is also cut through by the Irrawaddy River. They describe it as the country's lifeline.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm picturing, like a Nile in Egypt.
Yeah. Shaping the landscape.
The people's way of life.
It's been a source of sustenance, transportation for millennia. The Irrawaddy, also known as the Irrawaddy,
Oh, yeah.
its fertile banks have nurtured civilizations.
Wow.
And it continues to be so central,
It's central artery.
for trade, transportation today.
Wow. But it's not just rivers and plains, right?
No.
Because the book mentions Myanmar also has these stunning mountain ranges like the Himalayas in the north and beautiful coastlines, the Rakhine State.
Absolutely. Myanmar's landscape is incredibly diverse. Snow-capped peaks, tropical beaches, mangrove forests.
Oh, wow.
And each region, right, has its own cultural tapestry. It just adds another layer of complexity to this already fascinating country.
Speaking of complexity, history. Let's dive in.
Oh, yeah.
It's a story of ancient kingdoms, colonial influences, and, wow, the political upheavals. Reading about the Pew, the Mon, and the rise and fall of that powerful pagan kingdom,
Right.
I just want to know more.
Well, and you have to understand Myanmar's past to really grasp its present. I mean, the Pagan Kingdom, for example, left behind an incredible legacy. The temple-studded plains of Bangan, just a testament to the architectural prowess and the religious devotion of that era. But its collapse, the dynastic struggles, British colonialism, all contributed to the political complexities that we see today.
It's amazing how these historical layers, they shape modern-day Myanmar. And then there's the diversity of ethnic groups. Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
Bamar, Shan, Karen, Rakhine, Chin. So many, each with their own unique languages and customs. What really stands out to you?
It really is one of its defining features. Myanmar's ethnic diversity, it contributes so much to the country's vibrant cultural tapestry, but it also poses challenges, national unity. Like, take the Karen people. They've been fighting for greater autonomy for decades.
Right.
It really highlights these complex dynamics of ethnic relations within Myanmar.
It's a good reminder that beneath the beauty, the golden pagodas, serene landscapes, there are these deep-rooted issues that continue to shape Myanmar's present. Yeah. Now let's shift focus. Yangon, the country's largest city. The book describes it as this captivating blend of colonial grandeur and modern energy. I'm picturing bustling streets lined with, these colonial-era buildings, golden pagodas towering above.
It is a city of contrasts.
Yeah.
You find imposing structures like the City Hall, testament to British architectural influence. But then alongside these bustling markets,
Oh, wow.
the vendors selling handicrafts, and street food with flavors from neighboring India and China.
Of course.
It's really a mix.
And then there's the Shwedagon Pagoda.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to imagine the scale of this structure. Over 2,500 years.
It's been expanded and gilded.
Wow. The book says its golden spire is visible for miles, dominating the Yangon skyline.
It's more than just a landmark. It's the most sacred Buddhist site in Myanmar. Millions of pilgrims annually.
Wow.
The amount of gold leaf is astonishing.
I bet. But what really struck me, it's believed to enshrine 8 strands of Buddha's hair. That level of relic, that makes it one of the most important pilgrimage sites in the entire Buddhist world.
Without a doubt, it speaks to that deep devotion that permeates Burmese culture.
Yeah.
And while the Shwedagon Pagoda is awe-inspiring, Yangon's colonial architecture tells a more complex story.
Right. Because the book mentions the Strand Hotel.
Yeah.
Frequented by, literary giants. Rudyard Kipling.
Yeah.
Somerset Maugham. These grand buildings, they offer a glimpse into a bygone era, but also they spark debates,
Mm-hmm.
about their place in modern Myanmar.
Exactly, because some view these structures as valuable architectural heritage,
Right.
worth preserving. Others see them as these stark reminders of colonial oppression.
Yeah.
A painful chapter in Myanmar's history. It's a debate. It reflects those challenges of reconciling the past with the aspirations for the future.
Speaking of historical legacies, next stop, Bagan, described as unlike anywhere else on Earth. I am captivated by this image. A plain stretching as far as the eye can see, dotted with thousands of ancient temples, pagodas. It's like stepping back in time to the era of the powerful pagan kingdom.
It is. The scale of the archaeological site at Bagan is truly staggering. And what's interesting, these temples, unlike structures built solely for displays of power, these were commissioned as acts of merit-making. Buddhist kings, wealthy individuals, they believed that building these religious structures would earn them spiritual merit and ensure a favorable rebirth.
So the sheer number of temples is really a testament to the deep religious devotion of the people.
Of that era, absolutely.
Yeah, the book describes taking a hot air balloon ride over Bagan at sunrise as this unforgettable experience.
Oh, wow.
I can only imagine how breathtaking it must be to see the temples bathed in that golden morning light.
It is a visual spectacle. It draws visitors from all over the world. But this influx of tourism brings its own challenges.
Because, yeah, how do you manage that delicate balance between showcasing those cultural treasures, but also protecting them?
Right. From the potential negative impacts of mass tourism, it is a real dilemma.
It is.
The government has implemented measures to regulate tourist activity and preserve Bagan's cultural heritage. It's a constant balancing act.
Yeah, of course. And among these thousands of temples, the book highlights a few that sound particularly impressive.
Oh, yeah.
The Ananda Temple with its 4 giant Buddha statues, and the Damayangi, the largest but damaged by an earthquake.
Each temple has its own unique story to tell. Ananda Temple is renowned for its architectural symmetry, and these exquisite glazed terracotta tiles depicting scenes from the Buddha's life. The Damayangi is shrouded in mystery.
Ooh.
Legend has it that it was built by a tyrannical king, obsessed with perfection.
Okay.
The brickwork is so precise, it's said a pin couldn't be inserted between the joints.
Wow.
Incredible.
From the ancient temples of Bagan, we journey to Mandalay, the last royal capital of Myanmar before British rule. It sounds like a city steeped in history.
It is. Landmarks like the Mandalay Palace and the Kuthada Pagoda.
The Kuthada Pagoda, nicknamed the world's largest book, right?
Yes. Mandalay represents the final chapter of Burmese monarchy. The Mandalay Palace was tragically destroyed during World War II.
Oh, no.
But it's been partially restored, offering a glimpse into the grandeur of that Konbong dynasty.
I see.
But for me, the Kuthada Pagoda really captures the essence of Mandalay.
I'm intrigued. The book describes it as having 729 white marble slabs, each one inscribed with a Buddhist scripture. That's incredible.
It's a remarkable sight. Imagine strolling through this serene courtyard, surrounded by these gleaming white stupas, each housing a marble slab inscribed with Buddhist teachings. It's like an open-air library of Theravada Buddhism.
Oh, wow. It must be an incredible place for reflection and contemplation.
Absolutely.
Testament to the importance of those Buddhist teachings in Burmese culture.
And while you're exploring Mandalay, you can't miss the U-Bean Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
The longest teak footbridge in the world.
Wow.
It's particularly magical at sunset when the sky explodes with color and the silhouette of the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
With monks walking across. It's a truly iconic image.
It sounds like a place where time slows down.
Oh, yeah.
And you could just soak in the serenity.
It is.
Now, from the historic city of Mandalay, let's escape to the tranquil waters of Inla Lake.
Oh, yes.
The book describes it as a world of stilt houses, floating gardens, and this unique way of life that's adapted to this watery environment.
Inla Lake is truly enchanting. The Intha people call the lake their home. They've developed these remarkable ways of living in harmony with their surroundings. Their homes are built on stilts above the water. Their gardens float. Even their fishing techniques are uniquely adapted to the lake.
The book mentions the leg rowing technique.
Yes.
Which is fascinating. They wrap one leg around an oar, and they use it to propel their boats through the shallow waters.
It's an incredible display of balance and skill, passed down through generations, allows them to navigate these narrow waterways, thick vegetation with such ease.
That's amazing. And what about those floating gardens? How are they created? It seems almost impossible to cultivate crops on water.
It's really a testament to human ingenuity.
Yeah.
They weave together reeds and water hyacinths to create a floating platform anchored to the lake bed. Then they layer this platform with mud and compost, creating this fertile ground for growing everything from tomatoes and cucumbers to beautiful flowers.
That's incredible how they've turned, a seemingly challenging environment into a source of sustenance and beauty. I can't help but wonder, though, about the impact of tourism
Right.
on this fragile ecosystem
Yeah.
and the nth way of life.
That's a valid concern. Tourism brings much-needed economic benefits,
Right.
but it also carries that risk of environmental damage, cultural commodification.
Yeah.
It's about finding that balance between responsible tourism and preserving the lake's unique environment and cultural traditions.
Right.
It's crucial.
It is a dilemma faced by many places around the world. Now, before we dive into the broader influence of Buddhism, I want to shift gears a little bit. Explore another fascinating aspect of Burmese culture, the cuisine.
Ah, yes. Burmese cuisine is just this delightful fusion of flavors, drawing influence from its neighbors, India, China, and Thailand.
A real culinary melting pot.
It is sure to tantalize your taste buds.
I bet. The book describes it as having this unique character, even with those influences. It mentions the liberal use of spices like turmeric, chili peppers, lemongrass, which, instantly reminded me of Thai and Indian cooking.
Absolutely. Those aromatic spices are foundational to Burmese cuisine.
Yeah.
But what makes it truly unique is the way they're combined and balanced to create this symphony of flavors.
So give us some examples. What are some must-try dishes that capture the essence of Burmese cuisine?
Well, we already talked about mohinga, the iconic fish noodle soup, often enjoyed for breakfast. It's a perfect example of those Indian and Southeast Asian flavors blending seamlessly in Burmese cuisine.
Yeah.
That rich, savory broth, infused with lemongrass, ginger, and fish, combined with the soft rice noodles and those crunchy toppings, it's a true sensory delight.
It does sound delightful. The book describes it as having this balance of savory, spicy, and tangy notes.
Yes.
Incredible. Adding it to my must-try list. What else should we be on the lookout for?
If you're looking for comfort food, then Shan noodles are a must. Hailing from the Shan state, they're known for their flavorful broths, often made with pork or chicken bones, fermented soybeans, tamarind, giving them this unique depth of flavor.
I see.
You'll find variations: thin rice noodles or thicker wheat noodles, topped with meat, tofu, pickled vegetables.
It sounds like the ultimate soul-satisfying meal.
Oh, it is.
What about something a bit more adventurous?
Then you have to try tea leaf salad.
Oh, yes.
It's a uniquely Burmese dish. It perfectly encapsulates their culinary ingenuity. Fermented tea leaves provide this tangy base,
Okay.
which is then tossed with crunchy ingredients like nuts, fried beans, toasted sesame seeds.
That combination, it's amazing, of flavors and textures.
Yes, you won't find it anywhere else.
You won't. It's a real testament to how Burmese cuisine embraces these bold flavors, unexpected ingredients.
Precisely. And let's not forget about street food.
Of course.
It's such an integral part of Burmese culture. It's a fantastic way to experience the country's diverse culinary traditions.
And it's affordable.
Yes. You'll find everything from savory samosas, spring rolls, to a variety of noodle dishes, grilled skewers, sweet treats.
The book specifically mentioned lapet dok, which is another take on tea leaf salad, but served as a street food snack.
Right.
That's definitely on my list to try. Now, beyond the delicious dishes, I'm curious about the role of food in Burmese culture. It seems like it's more than just sustenance,
You're right. Food plays a central role in Burmese festivals and celebrations. It strengthens social bonds, honors their cultural heritage. For example, during Thingyan, the Burmese New Year, families and friends gather to share meals. Enjoy traditional treats,
Oh, wow.
like Mont Lon Ye Pa, a sweet rice ball dessert.
It sounds so festive and joyful, with food playing such a central role. But with globalization and modernization, are these culinary traditions at risk of fading away?
It's a valid concern. As with any culture undergoing rapid change, there's always that risk of losing those traditional practices. However, there's this growing movement in Myanmar to preserve and celebrate its culinary heritage.
That's encouraging.
It is. Young chefs are experimenting with traditional ingredients and techniques, giving classic dishes a modern twist while still honoring the essence of those Burmese flavors. There's also a growing interest in documenting and sharing Burmese recipes,
Oh, that's great.
making sure that these culinary traditions are passed down to future generations.
It sounds like there's a real sense of pride, passion for preserving those culinary traditions. Now, let's move from the world of flavors to the realm of art. The book highlights Myanmar's rich artistic heritage, influenced by its Buddhist traditions and its diverse ethnic groups.
Myanmar's art scene is as diverse and vibrant as its landscape, from the intricate details of lacquerware to the expressive storytelling of puppetry. Each art form offers a glimpse into the soul of Myanmar.
Let's start with traditional crafts. The book mentions lacquerware, wood carving, and tapestry weaving as being particularly significant. What makes these art forms so special?
These art forms have been practiced for centuries, passed down through generations of skilled artisans. Each piece is just a testament to their patience, their skill, their dedication. Take lacquerware, for example.
Okay.
It involves applying multiple layers of lacquer to a base, often made of bamboo or wood, and then embellishing it with these intricate designs, sometimes using gold leaf or precious stones.
It sounds incredibly meticulous, time-consuming.
It is. These artisans dedicate years to mastering their craft, ensuring that these traditions continue to thrive.
Wow, what about painting? The book talks about traditional Burmese painting styles, often found on temple murals and manuscripts.
Traditional Burmese painting is characterized by these vibrant colors, stylized figures, often depicting scenes from Buddhist mythology, Jataka tales, historical events. These paintings serve not just as decorations, but as visual narratives, preserving stories and beliefs for generations to come.
It's fascinating how art forms reflect the spiritual and cultural beliefs of the people.
Exactly. Art in Myanmar is deeply intertwined with religion and spirituality. It's a way of expressing devotion, preserving traditions, connecting with the divine.
The book also mentions puppetry as being a popular form of entertainment in Myanmar. What makes Burmese puppetry unique?
Burmese puppetry, known as yokfe, is this captivating blend of visual art, theater, storytelling. The puppets, often elaborately crafted, adorned with these colorful costumes, are brought to life by skilled puppeteers, who manipulate them with incredible dexterity, conveying emotions, enacting stories through these intricate movements.
It sounds enchanting, like a window into Burmese folklore.
It is. Puppetry is a form of entertainment that transcends generations, captivating audiences with its charm and artistry, a testament to that storytelling tradition that's deeply embedded in Burmese culture.
It's clear that Myanmar's artistic heritage is as rich and diverse as its cuisine and its landscape.
It is. It's a country where art is woven into the fabric of everyday life, from the intricate carvings adorning temples to the vibrant textiles worn by people on the streets.
Before we move on to our final reflections on Myanmar's future, I'd like to ask you, what aspect of Myanmar's art scene did you find most captivating?
You know, it's the dedication and skill of the artisans that truly impressed me, whether it's the meticulous detail of a lacquerware piece or the expressive gestures of a puppet. Each art form showcases this incredible talent and artistry that thrives within Burmese culture. It's a reminder that even in the face of modernization, these traditions continue to be cherished and passed down through generations.
We've journeyed through Myanmar's captivating history, the vibrant culture, delicious cuisine, and now let's turn our attention to the future. Myanmar, from our exploration so far, stands at a crossroads, right?
It does.
Facing this mix of challenges and opportunities.
A complex mix. It's a nation, striving to find its footing in a rapidly changing world, grappling with economic development, political reforms, ethnic tensions, the impact of globalization. And Myanmar in Focus really highlights this tension between preserving their unique identity and embracing modernization.
That tension is something that so many countries face.
It is.
But it seems particularly crucial for Myanmar, given, its recent history, the desire to forge a new path forward.
It is. And the book emphasizes that progress doesn't have to come at the expense of tradition. It's about finding a way to embrace economic development, global engagement, but safeguarding that rich cultural heritage, those values that define Burmese society.
One area where this tension is really clear is in tourism. We've talked about the potential benefits, economic benefits, but also the risks,
of exploitation, cultural commodification. Tourism can be this double-edged sword.
It can.
While it can create jobs, generate revenue, showcase Myanmar's beauty to the world, it needs to be managed responsibly, ensuring that tourism benefits local communities, preserves the environment, avoids the pitfalls of mass tourism that can erode cultural authenticity.
It's about finding a way to share those treasures with the world without, compromising its soul.
Exactly.
And then there are the challenges of infrastructure development, which the book highlights as being so critical for sustainable economic growth.
Myanmar needs significant investments in transportation, energy, telecommunications, especially in those rural areas
Yeah.
that have often been left behind. Improving infrastructure is it's crucial
Yeah.
for attracting investment, facilitating trade, connecting people to those essential services.
It's about creating opportunities for everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly.
You can't talk about Myanmar's future without acknowledging the complex issue of ethnic tensions. We've touched upon the conflicts, human rights concerns that have plagued the country for decades.
It's true. Ethnic reconciliation is a long and challenging process. It requires open dialogue, understanding, a commitment to addressing those past injustices. The book really emphasizes the importance of inclusivity, ensuring that all ethnic groups have a voice in shaping Myanmar's future and share in the benefits of development.
It's about creating a sense of unity, belonging, where diversity is celebrated and everyone feels valued. So as we conclude our deep dive, what does the book ultimately say about Myanmar's future?
Myanmar in Focus expresses this cautious optimism. It recognizes the immense potential of the country's young population, its strategic location, abundant natural resources. However, it also underscores the need for responsible leadership, good governance, like a commitment to sustainable development that benefits all segments of society.
So there you have it, a glimpse into Myanmar, a nation navigating a complex tapestry of history, culture, and aspirations for the future. What's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from our exploration today?
I hope our listeners have gained a deeper appreciation for the complexities of Myanmar. It's a country in transition, striving to find that balance between tradition and progress. A nation with a rich and fascinating past, facing significant challenges, but also brimming with potential.
Myanmar's journey is one worth watching, learning from, and engaging with thoughtfully and respectfully. We hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and left you wanting to learn more. Until next time, happy exploring.